Last time out, thanks to some technical issues, you saw me build only half of a station. This time around, I'm also building only half of a station, but this time it's intentional. You see, my newest project is big, like really big, and so I need to work on it in stages. This first stage will see me heading underground as I dig out what will become the longest platforms in the whole of Summerset. Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome back to Summerset MTR here on Minecraft. I am in the beautiful Breakspear Square station, the station that we built in the last episode. I love it here, it's so awesome. I can't wait for more lines and stuff to come through here. I really am tempted already to start digging out the basement level, because when I showed you in the last episode, I was like, oh yeah, we can actually get the line from Summerset Square here and also the line from Woodbridge to come up and meet here. And then they can both run up to Summerset Central, which is what we're going to be looking at today. But a very specific part of Summerset Central, but I'll get onto that in just a moment. Because first of all, we have another new mod. If I step outside the front here, you might notice that you can see further. Previously, my render distance, I think, was... I want to say 32 chunks, but that might be too high. It was definitely more than what it is set to now. And the reason it's come down is because I've got the Distant Horizons mod, which is an absolute game changer in terms of making this world feel more alive. That was one of the big problems I had with this, was everything just felt really empty. If I came out here and looked up that way, you just see blue behind it, and it just looked a little... devoid of life, I think is probably the nice way of saying it. No more. That is not an issue any longer. I'll fly up in a second and just show you exactly how it looks, because it looks awesome. But the fact that I can see those trees up there that have been there for way too long, I've actually gone and gotten rid of them, but I think the game needs to update. I need to fly over there again to update it so that it can see they're no longer there. Also the bus thing here, just quickly as well. I'm trying to think of things that I forgot to mention last time and cover those quickly. I have two PCs, and I play on one when I'm doing like off-camera stuff, and I play on the other when I'm recording, like now. I think I forgot to transfer the resource pack over, which is why the bus was invisible. So it's not a game issue, it's a Mark's brain issue. But I like this little bus stop design. I think I'm definitely going to use this a lot more. And there is also an add-on to MTR that I've got somewhere. Why didn't I see it? I do have one, I promise. This one. That has bus stop stuff. So I can put... I don't know how these look. Yeah, there you go. It says untitled. Can I click it with the brush and title it? No. Huh. And I don't know what Shoot Hill is either. Okay, maybe I won't use those. But it seemed like a good idea. What does this look like? Again, untitled. I can't click on it, so I don't know how to change that. Oh well. Right, let's show you what Distant Horizons looks like, because this is awesome. If I fly up like this, you can see I haven't filled all of the world in yet. There are gaps, but look how far I can see. I can see the airport over there. I can see the spiral over there, and if I look, fly up a little bit higher, and if I turn to my left again, there's a huge area there that I've not filled. Those skyscrapers down there, that's Reeveton. Which if I show you on the map, I'm here. Reeveton is over here. That's how far I can see with this mod. And technically, you can see there's stuff in the background even. So I could see even further if I wanted to. And maybe I will, because I have the power for it. What's great about it is it's client side, this mod. So I could run it on the server, and everyone could have the same settings. But that might cause performance issues for people, or even the server itself. So I've got it client side right now, which means that I can see this distance. Master Trams, if he gets the mod, which he doesn't have to even if he doesn't want to, he can set his up separately. So he could see further, he could see less. It's entirely up to him. I just think that's a really, really cool thing. And I know Distant Horizons isn't a new mod by any stretch, but I just really like the fact that that is now an option. It just changes the game that little bit more in a way that I'm a huge fan of. Anyway, this is Summerset Central. You might remember it. I did circles of it last time and probably made you all dizzy. We have started work. Master Trams has brought his Met line in. I won't show you where it goes because that's his to show off. But this is essentially what it's going to look like. I do need to actually clarify something because he asked me about a bridge design. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. It can be used to go over the lake. I meant that lake, but I guess it could easily be used to go over this lake as well. This lake I think might get... I was going to say filled in, but no, I don't want that. I kind of want this station to sit on an island because then it's really impressive how it looks. Because the whole thing is... The ice is melting here as well, which is interesting. The whole thing is supposed to be a bit like Canary Wharf, Elizabeth Line station. It's kind of in an... I guess a floating island. The whole thing is supposed to be built inside, like, not a dock, but a lake. They've made a man-made island inside the lake and built a massive railway station inside it. I don't know why I did all that, because I'm about to clear all that out again in a minute anyway. Today's project, the title and the thumbnail probably do give it away, is to work on these lower platforms. Now, these lower platforms are the intercity platforms. There are 8 of them in total. You can see the arrangement there. Each brown block, which I guess you can't see that well because they're covered in snow, but each one of those represents where tracks will go. And you can see I've actually put down an example track there too, just so we can get an idea as to how that's going to look. They run east to west. As I said, there are 8 of them. They are going to be long, which is why the Distant Horizons mod is actually a huge game changer for me, because I was genuinely concerned, and actually I can show you this as I fly over the Met train that's just pulled in. If I was to land down here, now I've done a full journey on the loop line with Distant Horizons, so I've been capturing how the world looks. But previously, when I stood here, I couldn't see that far wall. It was unrendered. So now I can actually see the far wall. It's not rendered in high fidelity or anything. You know, it's a bit blurry and stuff. It's more of a representation than an actual factual showing. But just being able to see it is a huge thing for me, because these lower platforms are 334 blocks long. In fact, with the middle block here, because it's an odd number in the middle here, they are 335 blocks long. And I can see them. I can't zoom in because I haven't got Optifine or anything, but I can see down past this water jet. There's another one in the background there, which you may or may not see because it's a little bit darker on your screens. And in that direction, were it not for water jets, I'd be able to see too. Lighting is actually the biggest issue here. Nothing to do with the actual, oh god, words mark. Nothing to do with the distance rendering. It's the lighting. It gets too dark. So yeah, we're going to be working on the lower platforms. Now you may have already seen this over here as well. This is the design of the walls that I'm going for. So down, such a long way to fly. Down here, this black wall is going to get swapped out with that design there. And the reason I've got 2 different designs, 335 minus 5 is 330. Apparently, 330 divides into 15 22 times. I'm just going to check that again. 335 minus 5 divided by 15 equals 22. Perfect. So the design is going to be 11 of these modules here. These are 15 blocks long, and it's from this one here over to the pillar. That's the design for that. Then obviously another module. I'm going to do that 11 times. And then when we get to the middle, which is where that lantern was that I just got rid of and where the torch is on the ground, it's going to be this design here. And this is the center point of the platforms. I like it. And then from here, it's going to be another 11 of this design. I like it. I like it a lot. The one thing I do want to change is I want to swap out these, because these are the MTR quartz pillars, and I've just realized my station color at the moment on the map is dark blue, and it won't work. The dark blue won't work. And actually, I don't know why I'm doing it here, because I'm about to build it in the tunnel anyway. Also, one more thing on the replay mod. So, whoops. The last 2 episodes, I've used the replay mod to show you how these stations were built. Western Docklands and Breakspear Square. Both of which, actually, I can see from here. Breakspear Square is there, You can just about make out, if I put my crosshairs there, that's Western Docklands in the center point of my crosshairs. It's kind of dwarfed a bit by the spiral, but I promise you it's there. They were an experiment using the replay mod. I didn't really know what I was doing. I just kind of hit record, did some building, and got the final result. And it was only after I'd finished building that I came up with the whole idea of, oh, I'm off to a new station, let's see where I'm going, and then it goes into the time lapse. Now that I've done that twice, I feel like I've got more of a grip as to how the replay mod works, and hopefully I can now give you guys a much better experience in watching these stations get built. It's another reason why I'm doing these one level at a time. There's a couple of reasons actually why I'm doing that. One, because there's a lot of work needed here, and I don't want this video to be too long. The next one is because I can get 2 episodes done. Then Master Trams can come in and do his platforms, because right now these are just bare bones. He just wanted to get trains running in here, which is absolutely fine. What's he got, a 15-minute frequency? Yeah, and these run to Summerset Square as well. So Summerset Place is my station, Summerset Square is his station. I always forget the name. I came up with the name as well, which is really annoying. But once he's done his, then I can come in and do the top level. Now this is very much inspired by Berlin Hauptbahnhof. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation of Hauptbahnhof. In particular, the lower platforms at Berlin HBF, they are called Berlin HBF TIEF, or TF, TIEF. I believe they're classed as like a separate station in that respect, because they are several levels below the upper platforms. In fact, I thought I'd added extra levels, and it turned out I'd removed a couple. And there is a huge gulf between the upper and lower platforms at Berlin. I'm just going to call it Berlin Central now, because I think that is another name for it too. So, yeah, I'm building these in layers so that the replay mod, it doesn't just show me flying here, there, and everywhere. It's going to show me in pretty much the same area working on the same things. Less cuts, less jump cuts, a bit more cohesion is the reason behind all of that. And the other thing is it allows me to put a little more time and a little more attention into each section of the build. Now each section of the build is obviously going to have been built at the same time, because this would have all been one big construction. But I'm going to try and make it feel like a story is being told. So each time something new is added, there is a reason as to... Ow, just punched my desk again. There is a reason as to why it is being built the way it has. So we've got the ultra modern high-speed intercity platforms in the basement level here. Then we've got the slightly less modern but still high-tech-ish loop line platforms here. And they've been designed in such a way as to create a nice big open atrium up to the sky. Then we've got the Met, which was actually the law that I've come up for this is these were already here and the new station was built around it. So that's why this might look a little older. The platforms themselves may be upgraded to look newer, but the infrastructure either side, the bridges, the right of way, the track, the signaling, all of that stuff will be older in design to represent the fact that it was here first. And then the upper levels will be back to the sort of more modern. The loop line platforms here are going to be basically a copy paste from the ones below. And then I guess this one here is going to be kind of the same. Copy paste and doubled, because there's 2 of them instead of 1. And longer too. These are, I think they're 150 blocks or 151. The lower ones here are 61 blocks long. And the Met, I think... Let's not guess. Let's go and actually look. Yeah, they're 81 blocks long. Everything's an odd number because I like having a center point to work with. Although I realise when I'm putting in like escalators and stuff, that means there's a block gap between them. But that's fine because I have pillars that I need to put in too. Anyway, I've blithered on and, talked bollocks for long enough. So I'm going to go away. I'm going to dig all of this out. I'm going to start putting in the wall designs. And then I'm actually going to build each platform and add them to the station. So you get to see all of that happen as well. I do need to remind myself what the numbering system is. I think 1 to 8 are at the bottom, and then it works its way up. But the light rail platforms are lettered. I think Master Trams has lettered his platforms, but they should actually be numbered. But I think he's got a convention where all of his platforms are lettered. So I might just leave that and just say that the lower level and the upper levels are numbered and everything in between is lettered. That makes sense. Apart from the loop line platforms at the top there, of course. Stop blithering, Mark. Get on with it. All right. Let's build a station. Here we go then, a complete lower level. Well, I say complete. There is one rather large aspect actually that's missing, but we'll come to that in just a second. I am in love with this station. I really, really am. I think it just looks so complete. When I was building it, I was kind of looking around thinking like, there's bits missing. It doesn't quite look right. Like here, I don't really know what to put in these gaps because of the way the benches work, and there's a couple of moments where with these benches especially, there's different models now, but you need a special tool to flick between them, and I didn't have that, so I thought, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but it's fine. I worked it out. And yeah, I just really, really like it. I'm going to show you platforms 9 and 10 here because they are basically all the same. So we have the platform signs here. They will end up with the routes next to them as well, which I'm not a huge fan of. I'd like it if there was just a one block version where you could just put a platform number. Same thing with car stops. There's no stop boards for if your train's this long, stop here and things like that. I know it doesn't matter because they'll all stop down the end of the platform anyway, but I just think it's that kind of little flavor stuff that's missing. I have a couple of gripes still with the mod. I'm not going to dwell on them too much because at the end of the day, this mod is awesome. Just because I think there's some stuff missing from it doesn't mean I don't think it's awesome, because believe me, I think it's awesome. The ceiling lights as well are something that I think is a little, it could be a bit better. There is actually a better ceiling light that I found right after I did all of these, and I was tempted to redo it, but at this point in time I just want to get the station finished, and then I can show it off to you guys. Also, the tracks going off into the distance, that's something I'm going to do off camera between episodes. So this here will be a double track that goes off that way. The two platforms either side will join into it, and then there'll be a scissor crossing as well as part of that. So yeah, this is platform 9 and 10. We've got benches, we've got bins, we've got the platform signs themselves. Then we have these station signs, which are just blue concrete with the station name on top. I think it looks really nice with the frame around it as well. I think it works really, really nicely. I am tempted to put flower pots either side of these signs and maybe just a row of flowers or a planter or something behind those benches. Maybe that's how I fill the gap. Then here we've got clocks either side, which you can actually see. Is that say, oh, Radio Switzerland. Okay. Radow, Switzerland. This is very much based off Berlin. They've got, if I get my reference image up again, they've got clocks built into the poles with the passenger information displays either side. So if I land for a second, you see there's plenty of headroom here. There's no worries there. The whole station, this lower level, has plenty of headroom. Funny enough, the reference image actually has a higher headroom, even though some of the other images I was looking at had a lower headroom. So that's funny. I think there's a second mezzanine level that sort of splits it in half, and that's why there's extra headroom. But yeah, I like this. I think there's good amount of space. It feels nice and airy. If a train comes rocketing in or even rocketing through, you don't feel like you're going to get, if you're stood here, you don't feel like you're in any danger, which is nice. So yeah, we've got the information displays, and then that pattern basically alternates all the way down. So it's platform sign, PID, platform sign, PID, all the way down to the center. And then in the center, we have this big open space, which again was deliberate. It's part of the design. When the roof goes on, this snow will disappear, thankfully. And then we have this huge planter with an azalea tree in it. I just wanted something with some colour. And I thought an azalea tree would be the best one. Because if I just put a tree in, it's going to be just brown and green. So I thought I'd put the azaleas in just to get that pink as well. It is pink, isn't it? It's not purple. No, it's pink. And it's kind of like a meeting point. You say, I'll meet you at the planter on platform 9. So you go here. Platform 9. Here's the planter. There's your friend waiting for you. That was the plan. We've got the overhead electrification as well, the catenary, however you choose to say it. I used to say catenary, now I say catenary. I don't actually know which one's right. Someone let me know. We've got these poles in the middle between the platforms with the overhead equipment attached. And on the sides there, you can see it's just built into the wall where the pillars are. The only exception is in this central bit. Originally, you might see this in the time lapse actually. Originally, I had 2 in line with the pillars, but I just thought one central one would work better. So I went with that. Yeah, this section as well, the cyan terracotta, I am tempted to swap that out for something else. I just don't know what yet. There is also the fact that in the future, this wall here, between these 2 pillars, that pillar and this pillar may get removed. Because I have left space, you'll notice, for potential metro platforms. Not Master Tram's metro, my metro. The ones coming in from Breakspear Square. They would be at this level as well. And then we can have deep level as well. And actually, considering this pattern is then repeated, just down on that side, it's literally copied and pasted. And then it's the same all the way across. The only thing that's different is the flora, the trees and the plants. I might as well talk about the elephant in the room. Where are the stairs? Where's the elevator? Where's the escalator? They are absent. It's kind of been done deliberately. If I come back up to ground level, you'll see with the foyer, I was going to call it, but no, the concourse level. First of all, it's nowhere near big enough. It needs to be like another 20, 30 blocks that way, I would say. Same in this direction, which means the lake is going to shrink slightly. But I wanted to get at least the light rail platforms in as well, these ones, fully decorated and all that good stuff, before I start worrying about how I'm going to do the access. Reason being, I kind of thought about it when I was doing the concourse. This area here is going to be a little landing area with stairs or escalators or whatever it is going down to the platform. And then as for the lifts, they're going to be built into one end or the other. I think actually this end, because if I'm clever about it, I can put a lift here, move the concourse over, make it a bit wider, and I can put a lift here that can access both the metro platforms and the light rail platforms. And actually the same thing with the light rail platforms above. So I think that's where the lifts are going to go, and the same thing on the other side as well, because then that will at least access this platform. And then if I built another one here, then you can get between all of the above concourse platforms with one set of lifts, which actually quite a clever design if I do say so myself. But yeah, from the light rail, I guess you'd always go to the concourse level first from the above concourse platforms, and even from these light rail ones, you'd go to the concourse level first, and then I guess the stairs and everything will be in this alignment, possibly at this end of the station, maybe even just both ends of the station. because this middle area is going to remain fully open. No stairs, no lifts, no escalators. That is done deliberately. I want a big, open, airy feeling. I don't want it to get spoilt by having, walkways and stuff going across. We have got these concourse walkways here, which do kind of intrude. What I might do to fix that is just move this over a few blocks so that all of the platforms here are open to the elements. I'm also considering the roof design of this station, because I want the barrel roof like Berlin has, but I think that might only be on these platforms. Then there'll be a flat roof above this open space, so like a skylight basically, and then another either small barrel roof or just another flat roof over the light rail platforms. Haven't decided on that yet. It's kind of another reason why I'm building this in layers, because doing the below level platforms here is easy. You just need a wall design, you just need a ceiling design. The more I look at the ceiling, the more I think I could have put some lights in here too. Maybe I will put some strip lights in between the pylons here. I don't know. Not really thought that bit through yet. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the lower level platforms done. As I said, I'm really, really happy with them. I'm really in love with them. I kind of like the fact this bit here is just bland stone. It blends in really nicely with the actual platform block. I just think it looks freaking cool. I think it looks really freaking cool. You may have also seen during the time lapse, I was using a Eurostar 373 in this platform here, I believe it was. I replaced it temporarily with a siding. Oops, sorry, just hit my desk with my chair. Yeah, I used a Eurostar. We have a 16 carriage long Eurostar that's going to come through here, which is why the station is so long. We're also going to have, I guess, ICE trains, if I can find a resource pack for them. I think Master Trams did actually send me a German train pack, which includes those, I believe. But the exciting thing is double-decker trains. Now, I really hope they fit under the wires here, otherwise we are going to have a bit of a problem. But I would like to get some double-decker trains, preferably up on the upper platforms, actually. So that might be a thing. But if I can get some, maybe even like double-decker TGVs or something that run through here too, that would be awesome. That would be really, really cool. But yeah, station's done. Well, at least the lower levels are done. Got to be careful with what I say there. The lower levels are done. We can now, in theory, start working on the light rail platforms, which is what's going to be the subject of the next episode, which I'm really, really looking forward to. And at that point, actually, yeah, so we're going to do the light rail platforms, including the lift access and all that good stuff. And then we're also going to create the access to the lower platforms too. Each lower platform, all 4 island platforms, is going to have its own bank of lifts. Now, it would be ideal if I could connect those lifts to the other platforms too, but I don't think that's going to be possible. So they're all going to connect to the concourse instead. And then there'll be escalators and stairs that will also do that. And I think there's a new high-speed station in China that's just opened. I can't remember what it's called, but I saw a video on it recently. But I kind of want to go for that design for the concourse, which is basically, it's a shopping centre with some platform access built into it. But there's these huge archways with stairs and stuff going down to the platform levels, and then it's got big numbers above saying what each one is. That's the kind of idea I want to go for this. So up on the concourse, which is this light grey level here, there'll be lift shafts going down to the platforms with the big signs, and then there will also be escalator banks and stairs with the big signs as well. I think they'll be opposite each other, just so that I'm trying to think of it if that's a smart way of doing it. I think it is, so that the one number sign represents both stairs and lift. And I'm just thinking here, for example, if I was to remove these benches, there's your lift shaft, and then, or maybe if I do that a little bit further down, because the lift I think can come down at one of the platform ends, but not too far away actually, so maybe around here would be fine. And then the stairs and the escalators would funnel passengers down more towards the center of the platform, so down, it'll come through and just about clear underneath the light rail platforms for each one. And maybe we'll do that on both sides, so that both sides of the concourse has a lift and escalator. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. I'm going to save these ideas for next time, though. Because, yeah, I really should wrap this up. I have a feeling that the server's going to restart soon as well, and I've been caught up getting all this done. But yeah, we're done. I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy. I'm so glad that this is in. I was really worried about doing this because I just didn't have any ideas. But I thought if I just did it a layer at a time, got some inspiration each time, we'd end up with a good design. And I'd like to think we have. The only other thing I'm considering doing is swapping out the cyan concrete for the dark blue. I might test it on one of the walls and see how it looks. But you guys don't need to worry about that. So yeah, next time, light rail. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And of course, if you're enjoying the series so far, drop some comments down below. Let me know your feedback and all that good stuff. And also, if you've liked the video and the hype button comes up, please do click that as well. It really does help me out. Helps the channel grow. Helps these builds get seen. Because eventually it won't just be my builds, it'll be other people on the server whose builds I'm showing off as well. So it just gets eyes on the project and gets people aware of it, which would be really awesome as well. Besides all that, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and until next time, I should have thought this through to get a nice view. I will see you soon.